There, copper cats and kittens, welcome to Sheraton Clubhouse.
Lesh. We begin this video by mourning the passing of one of the greatest founder member of the Grateful Dead, Philip Chapman Lesh. A brilliant force on stage and screen, his charm, grace, and inimitable wit captured the hearts of generations. As we pay tribute to his extraordinary life, let's remember his incredible journey from humble beginnings to international icon. Please join us in celebrating his life by liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing this video to honor the legacy of a true legend. Lesh was born in Berkeley, California, on March 15, 1940, and started out as a violin player. While enrolled at Berkeley High School, he switched to trumpet and participated in the school's music-related extracurricular activities. Studying the instrument under Bob Hansen, conductor of the symphonic Golden Gate Park Band, he became interested in avant-garde classical music and free jazz. Shortly thereafter, he enrolled at the College of San Mateo, where he wrote arrangements for the community college's big band and played trumpet. After transferring with sophomore standing to the University of California, Berkeley in 1961, he befriended future Grateful Dead keyboardist Tom Constanten. At the behest of Constanten, he studied under the Italian modernist Luciano Berio in a graduate-level course at Mills College in the spring of 1962. Their classmates included Steve Reich and Stanford University cross-registrant John Chowning. While volunteering for KPFA as a recording engineer during this period, he met bluegrass banjo player Jerry Garcia and invited him to perform on the station's midnight special show. Despite seemingly opposite musical interests, they soon formed a friendship. Lesh briefly worked in the post office department, where he drove a service truck. In spring 1965, he saw Garcia's new band, the Warlocks, in concert and was impressed. A few weeks later, he was invited by Garcia to become the group's bassist. This was an unexpected turn of events as Lesh had never before played the instrument. According to Lesh, the first song he rehearsed with the band was "I Know You Rider." He joined them for their third or fourth gig, Memories Vary, and stayed until the end. Since Lesh had never played bass, it meant that to a great extent he learned on the job, yet it also meant he had no preconceived attitudes about the instrument's traditional rhythm section role. In his autobiography, he credited Jack Cassidy, who was playing with Jefferson Airplane, as a confirming influence on the direction to which his instincts were leading him. Lesh said that his playing style was influenced more by Bach's counterpoint than by contemporaneous rock and soul bass players. He also cited Jack Bruce of Cream as an influence. Music career. Lesh was an innovator in the new role that the electric bass developed during the mid-1960s. Contemporaries such as Cassidy, Bruce, James Jamerson, and Paul McCartney adopted a more melodic, contrapuntal approach to the instrument. Before this, bass players in rock had generally played a conventional timekeeping role within the beat of the song and within, or underpinning, the song's harmonic or chord structure. While not abandoning these aspects, Lesh took his own improvised excursions during a song or instrumental. This was a characteristic aspect of the so-called San Francisco sound in the new rock music. In the group's live performances, Lesh's bass complemented Garcia's guitar solos. Early on, Lesh apprehended the sonic possibilities presented by recording in the studio, and his actions often led to complaints by the band's record label. Joe Smith of Warner Brothers wrote a letter bemoaning cost overruns accumulated during studio sessions for their second album, Anthem of the Sun, 1968. According to music critic Stephen Thomas Erlewine, Smith singled him out as the catalyst for chaos within the band, writing, "It's apparent that nobody in your organization has enough influence over Phil Lesh to evoke anything resembling normal behavior." Lesh was not a prolific composer or singer with the Grateful Dead, though he did occasionally make contributions such as the opening track on American Beauty, Box of Rain. His high tenor voice contributed to the Grateful Dead's three-part harmony sections in their group vocals in the early days of the band, until he largely relinquished singing high parts to Donna Godshow, and subsequently Brent Midland and Vince Welnick, in 1974 due to vocal cord damage from improper singing technique. In the early 80s, he resumed singing lead vocals on songs closer to his natural vocal range. It was Lesh who introduced his bandmates to the aural explorations of the jazz saxophonist John Coltrane. Because all of the band's shows were recorded by deadhead tapers, it is possible to listen to any given performance from 1972 or 1974 and hear the Grateful Dead interpret the musical innovations stimulated by Lesh through the influence of Coltrane. Throughout the Dead's career, his interest in jazz avant-garde music remained a crucial influence on the group. He later introduced the band to composer Charles Ives, which led to their ability to go spontaneously from a discordant jam into a blues or country song. Lesh had input with Owsley Berch Stanley, the Dead's one-time sound engineer and their former source of LSD, in designing the Wall of Sound, an enormous sound reinforcement system they used for 40-odd shows in the 1974 tour. After 2 years of problem-solving and planning, the 40-foot-high Wall of Sound was first used publicly at the Cow Palace in San Francisco on March 23, 1974. With 9 independent channels, the powerful system contains 604 speakers using 26,400 watts of power. Lesh compared playing through the system to piloting a flying saucer, or writing your own sound wave. According to Lesh, Owsley persuaded the Dead to record every one of their shows, emphasizing the necessity of listening to the tapes. In 1994, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of the Grateful Dead. Post-Grateful Dead. After the disbanding of the Grateful Dead, Lesh continued to play with its offshoots The Other Ones and the Dead, as well as performing with his own band, Phil Lesh and Friends. In 1999 and 2000, he co-headlined 2 tours with Bob Dylan. Lesh published his autobiography, Searching for the Sound: My Life with the Grateful Dead in 2005. In 2009, Lesh went back on tour with the remaining members of the Grateful Dead. Following the 2009 summer tour, Lesh proceeded to found a new band with Bob Weir named Further, which debuted in September 2009. In 2012, Lesh founded a music venue called Terrapin Crossroads in San Rafael, California. The venue officially opened on March 8, 2012, with the first of a run of 12 concerts by Phil Lesh and Friends. When not on tour, Lesh's sons, Graham and Brian, serve as the house band at Terrapin Crossroads. In addition to songs from the Dead catalog, Lesh played material by Mumford & Sons, Zac Brown Band and other contemporary acts with his sons. Terrapin Crossroads closed in November 2021 when their lease on the property expired. Lesh began performing again with Phil Lesh and Friends in 2012. Further disbanded in early 2014 and at age 74, Lesh ceased touring full-time. Thereafter he performed regularly at Terrapin Crossroads with various Phil Lesh and Friends lineups as well as with the Terrapin Family Band. In the early 2010s he performed select shows at venues throughout the United States, notably the Capitol Theater in Port Chester, New York, as well as at festivals. He took part in the 2015 Fare Thee Well concerts and a short North American tour with Bob Weir in the spring of 2018. In 2020, Rolling Stone ranked him as the 11th greatest bass player. Personal life. Lesh and his wife Jill administered their charitable organization, the Unbroken Chain Foundation. The couple had 2 children together, Graham and Brian. Both Graham and Brian followed in their father's musical career. The 3 frequently played together both publicly and privately, for example in an annual benefit concert grouping known as Philharmonia, dating to 1997, most recently on December 18, 2011, at a Christmas gig including Bob Weir and Jackie Green at the Tenderloin Middle School cafeteria attended by 250 people. In 1998, Lesh underwent a liver transplant as a result of a chronic hepatitis C infection. Subsequently, he became an outspoken advocate for organ donor programs and when performing regularly encouraged members of the audience to become organ donors. Tracks identified as the donor rap on the live recordings of his various performances. On October 26, 2006, Lesh released a statement on his official website, revealing that he had been diagnosed with prostate cancer, the disease that killed his father, and would be undergoing an operation in December 2006 to have it removed. On December 7, 2006, Lesh released a statement stating that he had undergone prostate surgery with the cancer being removed. In October 2015, Lesh announced that he had had bladder cancer surgery. He stated that his prognosis was good and that he expected to make a full recovery. In August 2019, Lesh announced that he would undergo back surgery, due to which he and his band canceled upcoming engagements at the Outlaw Music Festival, Telluride Blues and Brews Festival, and Dirt Farmers Festival. He was expected to make a full recovery. Lesh died peacefully on October 25, 2024, at the age of 84. Phil Lesh's legacy lives on through his hospital, his family, and the countless people whose lives he improved. He will be remembered not just as one of the greatest humanitarian, a leader, and a symbol of hope. Rest in peace, Phil Lesh. Your legacy will be remembered, and you will be missed by many. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating life stories. Let us know in the comments what you think about Phil Lesh's legacy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.